Welcome to the National Black Leadership and Empowerment Project series, Ask an Elder.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is such a pleasure and it is such an honor to have the special edition of Ask an Elder with the Divine Nine. Hi, I'm April D. Wyatt, and I serve as a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, initiated at Houston Tillotson College, spring 1999, Alpha Kappa chapter. And as a member of the National Black Leadership and Empowerment Project, it's exciting to not only be a part of the amazing organization, but have the opportunity to be here this afternoon with not one, two, three, but four amazing elders of their respective organizations. And we're going to have a talk. We're going to have a discussion. There is a celebration that is at hand. So I am going to start with my left, maybe your right. It's Zoom world, right? All right, Miss Ashford, take it away with an introduction.
Hi, as I said earlier, I'm Mary Ashford, a 1980 induction of Sigma Gamma Rho at Houston Tillotson College, where April and Bronte all worked. As I said earlier, I've never been inactive. I've been bosslers. I've been everything that you can say, advisor at Houston Tillotson. Uh, Retired educator after 30 years in 2017. A librarian for the district. Since retiring, I've been with tutoring. I have two children. One, my daughter's an AKA. I couldn't get her to go my way. My son is an attorney. My daughter lives in Houston, and my son is they're both in Houston. I'm a very active church member. Like when she said serving the Lord, I love that. I do that. I don't know what else I said. We're doing a lot on Zoom. As you know, we're celebrating founders, and I was showing them, April, that we did a dance off last night on Zoom, and this is a little gift that I won. I don't know what I did, but we just had fun. We're having so much fun on Zoom now. I don't want to go back to regular meetings anymore.
Yes.
We don't argue as much when you're doing Zoom.
Have it 35 minutes.
Yeah, I don't want to for a long time, but I think that's, I'm a military, like Mary said, raised my children out of the country. My son was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then we came back to the States in the 70s and returned to Houston Tillotson, and then it's just been history since then. I love the Lord. He's been very good to me. I know April well, and I'm just so happy that I've been, I guess y'all, an elder. I never considered myself. I'm a diva. No, I'm just delighted. Thank you all. Hush now.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. All right, who would like to go next?
I'll go next. I'm Betty Williams-Mack, and I am a Delta deer. I didn't think about it this way, but when I saw the word elder, that's church. I am 1957, November 7th, my anniversary, Delta. Gamma Psi's at Tougaloo College in Mississippi. Very proud college, very proud of it. Has the second female president. When I was there, the presidents were still white. It was started by a collection of the churches of the Brethren, the Congregational Church, the United Church of Christ. All of those went into one being to start a number of colleges. There are several others, but Tougaloo is one of them. So for years, we did not have Black presidents. So to have not only Black, but female presidents, that's amazing, amazing. Living currently in Maryland, have lived here all of my adult voting life has been here, with the exception of the time that we lived in Germany. We are a military family. We didn't do quite the moving that some military families did. We have 3 sons, very proud of all of them. One has moved back to Memphis, and we will be moving back there sometime next year, back home. I am just pleased to meet all three of you. I mean, all four of you, to include April. I now have four new friends, and God bless you, April, in particular.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
April,
much.
may I add one thing? I needed to state that I'm a life member.
Awesome. All right.
Oh, good for you.
Say that because I paid a lot for that.
And I guess I should add that I certainly am very active with our chapter here in North Anne Arundel County of Deltas. That's very active, but there are a lot of young stars. I do not try to keep up with them because they're active too. We are just like you, I'm sure. We are very service oriented chapter.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
good. All righty. Whoever like to go next?
My name is Marion Merriweather Cowan. I'm a graduate of the first HBCU, Cheney University in Cheney, Pennsylvania. I pledged graduate chapter October 10, 1993. I am a retired first grade teacher. I taught school in Philadelphia for 36 years, and then I moved back home to my home in New Kensington, Pennsylvania. I have two sons. Both are married to Alpha Kappa Alpha women. So they know the right things. They made the right choice. It's very nice to meet you, and thank you for doing this.
Yes, ma'am. All right, Miss Blackman.
Okay. My name is Mary Elizabeth Martin Blackman. I graduated from Savannah State College, now Savannah State University. My home at that time, or our home, was Savannah, Georgia. I pledged in 1989 Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated in Germany. I'm a retired educator, a EEO investigator, a trainer, and a military spouse. The reason I said retired military spouse is because my husband retired from the military. I have two children. I have a son and a daughter. My daughter is my legacy. She is Zeta. My son, although graduating from college, has decided not to pledge anything. My husband is Phi Beta Sigma, so we are a blue family. Thank you. It's so nice meeting all of you. And like you, I have four new friends now. I love it.
I love it. I love it. And to hear everyone that's in education, it's a beautiful thing to watch with everything that's going on regarding how our students are currently being educated right now, and then just having to think about how the reality was just so different just a year ago. Just a year ago. All right, ladies. Well, let's get into the discussion. So speaking of education, we are all anxiously awaiting for January 20th, excuse me, the day of the inauguration. And I thought about it because I saw Beyonce singing the Star Spangled Banner, and our future president Biden was kind of like standing like right there. And I'm now fast forwarding it to January 20th, 2021. And I look forward to that image of someone singing the Star Spangled Banner, and our vice president, Kamala Harris, will be standing right there, and we have that view. She is the first of so many. And her energy is so relatable and it's so vibrant. And not only for you all as women of color, but also being a member of the Divine Nine, I'm sure there was a pride when you saw her. But before we move forward, I want to ask you all a question. I'm going to share my screen with you all. When you all, let's see, and my picture went away. Just as technology would do it, right? When you all, I'm not sure if you've all seen the picture, and where Kamala, she's standing and she's walking And then Ruby Bridges is in the background. I definitely wanted to pull that up for our viewers who have not had an opportunity to see that. But when you all saw that visual, please tell me what came to mind as an African American woman and also as a member of the Divine Nine.
Well, I guess when I saw it, I thought about the struggle continues and progress is slow. But when we all come together, as we've done for years with Martin Luther King, we've been fighting for a long time. And we may think nothing is happening, but it's happening just like with the Lord. We don't see it, but back in the background, it is happening. And so we see some things coming to fruition because the Bible tells us the first shall be last. And I just think
And
that
the
it's our
last shall
time. It's our time now, and nothing is going to stop us. Trump can't stop us. He's trying everything, but look at God. That's all I keep saying.
Yes,
And it's just happening. And I think if we can stay
Mhm.
together and continue this, don't get now that we've got a black vice president, we can't stop. We got to continue. But that's kind of what I saw.
All right. Any more responses? What do you see when you see this?
When
For
I took a look at this, I saw several things. First of all, I didn't see Ruby Bridges in the background at first. I just didn't focus on that. I focused on her. She has on her heels and she's striding as though it doesn't matter what she's walking in, whether it's heels or tennis shoes. I just have the feeling of there's momentum.
Yes.
So the heels tell a story, but also even the length of the pants tell the story. Nothing will stop her to move forward. There's a boldness about the heels and the pants. Also, in her hand is a bag. She has all the tools that she needs to do the work that's ahead. I think that's the bag,
Yes.
what the bag holds. She has on her attire is not just female, it could be male because men are now wearing those short jackets that look almost, so it doesn't matter where she's going and what she has to do has nothing to do with, or it is not curtailed in any way by her gender. She's serious, it's purpose, and she's looking forward. So I saw the picture of a strong woman.
Yes.
How do you say drop the mic?
Yes,
Absolutely, absolutely.
yes, yes. Absolutely,
For,
absolutely.
for me, the picture also displays from whence we came to where we arrived.
Mhm.
Because in most of our lifetime, the Ruby Bridges story is just it. And now we see that how far we have arrived. It's not how far we've come, we've arrived. That's what the picture is saying to me. It also says to all of our young ladies that I can do that too. And that's the major lesson that that picture is telling me.
I agree with you. This picture shows that we can do anything. Little girls of color can grow up and be strong women and achieve whatever their little heart desires. We can achieve
Yes.
anything because of what we see happening, from Ruby Bridges until Kamala. It's amazing. When I saw this picture, I cried because who would have thought I would live long enough to see a Black president and a future vice president elect who will eventually become president. This
Yes.
is our future, and it is going on and it's continuing, and we are going to be successful in
Mhm.
everything that we do. We just
Yes.
have to keep that faith because we can do it. Nothing can stop us now. Nothing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So speaking of that, what nothing can stop us now. When you reflect on your experiences in the sorority, whether it was at the very beginning or even during the later time of your activity in the sorority, you had a nothing can stop us now type energy in the sorority for change. You all, anybody go first. Share with us some of your experiences and some of your Kamala Harris type energy experiences that you had in the sorority, whether it came to voting or standing up for something that you believe in. Remember, I'm in education, so I got great wait time. So, ladies, take your time. But just think about what was a time in the sorority where you all felt proud. And if you have any experiences related to voting, please share that with us as well.
Well, I guess I don't know if this relates, but when as I said, I was military, and when we moved back to Austin, I finished up my degree, and I was an older student, and but I just fit right in. I didn't let that stop me. I guess I was in my late 20s, and that was old for the the 17s and whatever. And I became, they allowed me to do a poster, and they used for recruiting with me on it as an older student. And I pledged, and I was the oldest one in the, that was, on the line. And they all just treated me. So I think I kind of, was the first to me to keep doing things. I was the first in my family to go to college. Now, just about my sister and all her children and my kids, we've all, so I think you start something. So I think I was kind of a trailblazer in a way and HT was there. That's why I tell everybody, I love me some HBCUs. You can't say nothing bad about HBCUs. My church, my pastor calls me Miss HT because they know how I feel about my college, university now. So I think it was, it was not so much a start for anybody else, but for me, it was my beginning. It gave me what I needed to succeed, self-esteem, and I could do whatever I needed to do. So, and I've gone on, and I thank the Lord. I've done quite a few travel a lot. I've just been blessed. So I don't know if that answers the question.
That's good. Anyone else? Please share.
My sorority has allowed me to fulfill one tenement of my life that the Lord calls on us to do, and that's to serve.
Yeah.
My sorority has allowed me, in the company of a group of persons with a purpose defined, to be a part of servicing the community. Around voting, our sororities gives us the opportunity, because one of the tenements of all of them is to help the community in voting or assisting however we can serve. And so our sororities have allowed us the opportunity, as we progressed through life, to belong to a unit that had a purpose that we could continually keep serving in our communities. That's what it's done for me.
There's an amazing amount of service that goes on in our chapter of Delta, our Northern Arundel chapter of Delta, alumni chapter of Delta. And some of it I have been very much a part of, and others it have been other members. And I really get much joy in looking at the younger women. We had a president of the local NAACP chapter. One of our organizations, one of the persons in our chapter is also a part of the Democratic Party system, and we support each other in that way. It wasn't voting so much, but we worked, my husband and I are very involved in historic preservation, and have been able to help reveal a lot of contributions that were made in the state of Maryland. And that's how I met Bronte when she was at St. John's College. We did a lot of collaboration with the college and with other parts of the school system. I'm not an educator. My mother was. I was convinced not to be a teacher. I retired. I retired from the Department of Army working in human services. So it was education. It was just education for grown-ups. I think the children are, it's a different approach. But in being involved in the historic preservation, a lot of what we have done with children has been in conjunction with my chapter. So I feel doubly blessed to be a part of two organizations that have, I won't say a common purpose because they don't line up exactly, but it's close enough that we can do that. And we can do it not only doing with people who are voting age, but we can help prepare the ones who are going to be of voting age in the coming years. So that has been a lot of joy for us. We've worked together and did a quilt that explains to the world. We have a story quilter who's in our historic preservation organization who is quite good. She has done lots of story quilts, and she came and we worked at several places, usually at each other's houses, to put together this quilt that told the history of our chapter in Delta. It was replete with service in all directions, from voting to taking care of people who are living in assisted living and don't get to see and have a lot of opportunity. And thankfully, a lot of this continues through Zoom.
All righty, you all. So the next question, um, the presence of the African American um, sororities and fraternities. So when I don't know about you all, but when I got word that she was a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, and then I saw that she attended Howard. I mean, I just all of this pride just ignited within me as far as a member of a sorority, and then attending a HBCU. Facebook groups just started to come up everywhere. D9 plus HBCU, HBCU. I mean, it was just like, which one do you join? I must ask you, ladies, when you saw that she would be a part of the Biden administration, talk to me a little bit about the pride that ignited within you. What feelings? What were your initial thoughts and feelings that you would like to share?
My initial thoughts, I was excited when he chose her to be his running mate. And I continued that excitement. But when she gave her acceptance speech and she said, my family, Alpha Kappa Alpha, HBCU, and she went on, my heart just burst, because it's letting people know that we are women of color and we come from HBCUs and we belong to Divine Nine, but we are special, intelligent, caring women, people. We're just that way. But to let others know, it's just amazing to me. My heart is full. I mean, I talk so fast because I'm so excited.
Yes, ma'am.
Even now, just seeing her, and after the election, whenever they said they won, I ran around my house. I couldn't go outside because where I live, I'm the only brown person in this block, in this, I guess, 2 mile area where they all had Trump signs. So I had to kind of stay in the house and just run from room to room and cry and shout and say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, thank you, thank you for doing this. Thank you. I'm just overwhelmed. But I am so happy that he chose her because she can carry on when he cannot. And I think that's one of the reasons why he selected her. She's intelligent. She speaks well. She's all the things that you would want in a woman, but what makes her special, she's a woman of color, HBCU graduate, and a Divine Nine member. So he did the best. He chose the right person that when he's weak, she'll be strong. Like Michelle Obama says, when they go low, will go high.
Yeah.
Well, I was very, very excited also, and I'll make mine short, but I can remember April when I was at Houston Tillotson and travel, even when I worked in the district. And when they said Houston Tillotson, is that in Houston? Wait, I never heard of it. Oh, I got so sick of it. Now everybody knows about HBCUs and they know what we're capable of. And I think it's going to give us a lot more visibility
Absolutely.
with our HBCUs. And I'm excited about that among all the other things she just said. But they will know who we are finally.
Yeah.
Even though
Yep.
our enrollment is up with Asians, Hispanics. Our whole baseball team is Hispanic. So, but I was excited about that. Finally, they're going to know about HBCUs. Joe Reed on Rita on MB.
Joy.
Yeah, she talks about the Divine Nine and the AKAs, and so
Yes,
they
you
know.
do.
Yes, they know who we are finally, and they will know Houston Tillotson University, not located in Houston, Texas. So I'm excited.
I think the thing for me um, that was so impactful was that when he named Kamala Harris on that night, Divine Nine raised $4 million.
Yes.
Whoa, 12 o'clock.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so I was elated that finally we can get to see our impact on the global stage.
Mhm.
She is a person that's quite capable that, okay, we all always are,
Yes.
but we are now able to demonstrate that to ourselves and them for our HBCUs. Others than us found out long time ago that our HBCUs had was putting out the potential of great people.
Amen.
So you know what they did? They started going to our schools. Okay, so they
Yeah.
know we are there.
Yeah.
You understand? Because then they started coming to our schools.
Uh-huh.
I am just at this time and in this space at my age, happy that we can show it to them and ourselves.
Yeah.
In other words, that backseat stuff that you try to, the narrative that they give us as if there's something wrong with us in HBCU. Okay, whoa, you don't have that excuse. That's not one that you can bring us anymore. You know what I'm saying? And now economically, educationally, we now know how far we've come.
Right.
That's what Kamala Harris did for us.
And
Hold up, here's another thing that nobody thought of. Okay, when we first started in the workplace, they kept talking about the glass ceiling.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Broken.
Kamala broke the glass ceiling.
Yeah.
Nobody said
Yeah.
anything about that yet, but Kamala broke the glass ceiling. And she looked like me. I'm good.
I
I'm so good.
love it.
I give credit to Kamala for something that she did. It wasn't loud, but it was heard. She used the word Divine Nine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that didn't
Yes,
mean
she
a lot to
did.
a lot of people, but it meant a lot to us. We knew exactly what she meant.
What she
Yeah.
was
So
talking
you're
about.
right, Mary Elizabeth Martin Blackman. That was a message to our people. So
Yeah.
Yes,
that
it
somebody
was.
say, oh, well, she's an AK. No,
Mm-mm.
no, 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 no.
No,
Okay.
no.
Our histories are all intertwined with each other. We cannot get away from that.
Right.
So it's like, okay, we're here. She didn't say I'm here. When she said that, she said we are here.
We're here.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like during the slavery, they in the cotton fields, they sang and you knew exactly what they were talking. That's how they
That's
communicated.
right.
And
That's
so,
right.
Right.
like Mary said, when she said divine knowledge, we knew exactly what
You
she
knew
was talking
exactly.
about.
Yeah.
You knew
Yes,
exactly.
it was funny.
That's right, and we did.
Yes,
Wow,
before
ladies.
12 o'clock that night, the divine nine. Every I paid 19.20. I'm sure you paid 19. You
Right,
see what I'm saying?
right.
Before 12 o'clock
Yeah.
Yep.
for $1 million. We are now seeing our economic value and our voting value when we coalesce around a single purpose.
Right. And we have to take that same thing into the Georgia
Yes,
runoff.
yes,
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Tell
Mitch
everybody you
McConnell needs
know.
to lose it. Oh, can I share this, guys? Excuse me for interrupting you.
No.
Because here's how government works. If we secure these two Democratic, I'm in Lithonia, Georgia, 8 miles from Atlanta. If we secure these two, if we secure these two seats, what it will force is Mitch McConnell will no longer be the Senate leader.
Oh, woo, woo.
He loses his job. Okay, we're
Yes.
going to make that happen. Okay, now,
Yes.
and then number two, if there comes up a tie in the Senate, guess who get to break it?
Yes.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Yeah.
Kamala. Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
don't it work?
Yes.
Love it.
That's
And
right.
won't he do it?
yes,
Yeah.
we will.
Won't he do
Oh yeah.
Won't he
it?
do it?
Love it.
The
It's
old
beautiful.
saying is together we stand and divided we fall.
Yes, yes.
Man. Well, ladies, I have one final question with you all. Um, I think about myself, and um, I've been at my campus for 11 years, and I'm sure when I go to work on Monday, the students are going to see me in a different light. It's like, hmm, she looks like that lady that it feels so good now to
Yes.
have that identification. In the midst of feeling good, I've also been reflective about my responsibility
Mm.
as an African American woman in education, and how I carry myself on a daily basis, just out and about. I have one final question for you, ladies. And think about who you are and what you stand for, and all of your organizations, and your coming and your going. Who are you? And what do you plan to exhibit that is a representation of what you would like for your message to be? I will share mine. Our motto has always been making dreams come true, one student at a time. And I share that with all the kids, and we have 632 students in our building, and I will meet with them and how are you doing on that reading level. It's like for them to know that they can do it. So if they don't remember anything else, they know that, wow, Miss Wyatt pushed us to be our very best. Um, that's what their association will be with me, most likely in connection with her. Who are you, and what do you plan to exhibit where people will remember who you are?
Well, I remember, I don't know if this relates, but when I was at the university fundraising, they say you have to friend raise before you can fundraise. People have to get to know you. And I have alums now that still continue to talk to me, Illinois and Lubbock, Texas. They still remember me, and they still communicate with me. And sometimes I remember them, and sometimes I don't. But I think you set an example by the life and the way you live and the way you treat people and the way you want to be treated. And so I try to teach my kids know that they're grown now, that I always, we have a full-fledged library at my church, and I work with our kids there. I'm still working with kids, April, and to let them know that, reading is important. If you want to people to say good things about you, then you have to do good things. You can't walk around with your pants So I guess what I'm trying to say, I have to live the example that I want them, like April is saying. I can't just say it and not do it. You have to live what you want people to see about you. And most of you may not know, my husband has dementia now, and people are always saying, Mary, I just don't know how you do that. I said, well, it's what I'm supposed to do. And I admire you so much that you're able to do that. I said, but it says till death do us part. I mean, why would I leave him now? And I can't do that. So I think that's what we do. We set an example for our young children. I know when I was working at the library at the school, and I'm gonna make this short. They know that my students knew that I love the Lord, and sometimes they would just come in the library and close up. Miss Asher, will you just pray for me? And I said, oh yes, don't tell anybody, But then I quit hiding my Bible. I put it on my desk, and my principal, and when they would come, nobody said a word. So I think you have to live your life and let your light shine, and students will see that. And I
Yes.
think that's why you're doing such a great job, April, because they see what you're doing and how you
Mhm,
reflect on them.
totally.
So they see the work. So I don't want to prolong anything. I hope but that's the way I feel about it.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
I have a little saying that I've kind of like lived my life by. And I say that my divine purpose, I am to love you,
Right.
love others, serve you, serve others, and discover who I am in that process. Um, April, walk every day loving, when you love your kids, your students, they'll do anything for you.
That's
So I'm appreciative today that you get to go back into your school with an example that they can compare, contrast, but they do get to see two brown ladies achieving success. And they're going to want to emulate what it is you're doing. So if I, like had any kind of advice I would pass to you is to just be you
yeah.
and let the Lord lead you. He's already done that. You are school principal. Your love of children and education put you there already. And so just let your light shine where you are, because they will see and want to emulate. And it helps with our situation nowadays that they also have others to contrast it with. No longer are we in the background. Every once in a while, you might see one of us, you know what I'm saying? Fortunately, in today's environment, our children will get to see all of us working together in a common goal that benefits them. So just do what you do. You'll be okay.
I
Lady.
think I look at myself as a connector.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, in a lot
Mhm.
of ways, I've been able to cause people who probably would not have had affiliations with each other to come together. That's just something I enjoy doing. That includes both our church family, our preservation family that we work with, and certainly with my sorority sisters. We did two major things that had to do with children. 2 years ago, we did a festival of both art and music, any kind of creative expression. And we got involved with the young people, and we just worked so well together, you could not tell it was two different organizations. And they did a finale that but just blew us out of the water. Kids playing musical instruments, some were singing, some were doing poetry, just an amazing thing. And then we did a creative arts competition with about, I think there were 59 students who participated in it, from elementary, middle school, and high school, competing within those school age groups. And it was wonderful. And we went to the community. The community gave us money. We were able to give the winners of the competition actual money, and then we gave them other kinds of things like free memberships, um, um, uh, gift certificates. Every child got something. Every child got something. Nobody was a loser. And to be impactful in the lives of that many children, and the children were of all races, ethnicities on the globe almost. And it was really an amazing thing. So I like to think of myself as a connector, just causing people to intersect with each other. And that's something that I find myself doing sometimes in spite of myself. I think it's been laid on my heart to do. It's not my head that decides, my heart decides that.
I grew up, my
Mhm.
parents were both, my mom was a maid, my dad was a janitor. They wanted more for me. And the one thing my dad always said, always treat people how you would like to be treated. So I went on to college, I taught first grade. And anybody that teaches little children know that eventually they're going to call you mom. If they're around you all the time, they'll call you mom. They want to be with you, they want to have lunch with you. And the most amazing thing, because of the technology, I am friends with almost all of my first grade students, and they're very successful opera singers, stuntmen, and they've done well. They've had children, and they just thank me constantly. And the one thing I always say, because I can hear my mom saying when I would cry, or I would say, I don't want to go to school. I want to come home. I don't want to be here at Cheney. I want to be with you. I miss you, Mom. I'm her only child. And she said, no, let your faith be bigger than your fears.
Mm.
Wow.
And that's, I've gotten through a lot. And Mary, I was thinking about you with your husband. My husband had Alzheimer's. Um, we had to do hospice care. I did it in my home. And the doctor, it was November 14th, 2014. And the doctor said he only has 2 weeks to live. And I said to the doctor, he's not going anywhere. He's not going to leave me, because his favorite holiday was Thanksgiving and Christmas. I said, he's not going. And I prayed on that. My husband passed away January 18, 2015. So if
Wow.
you have that
Mm.
faith,
Yes. Thank you.
just,
Yes.
just God loves you. He has his arms around you,
Yes.
and he is going to keep you. You have to have that faith, and it has to be bigger
Mm.
than your fears.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
April, you might have to do this weekly.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I'm just in awe. I feel like I'm sitting on the porch in East Texas.
With a glass of tea.
April
That
and
was good.
Bronte, this has been awesome. This has been so wonderful. I am so glad she selected me, because when she called, I said, I don't know if I can do this, but he has been the perfect angel. I haven't had to get up. I know God is just so good. So
Yes,
I'm
he
just
is.
so
Yes, he is.
thankful.
Mm.
Yes, he is. And he's in the blessing business. That's what
Oh,
God
yes,
does.
That's for sure.
Yes.
yes.
That's for sure.
So this has been awesome. You've done an awesome job, April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. Y'all made it extremely easy. Uh, your nuggets of wisdom. Like I said, when we started the series Ask an Elder, Bronte would talk consistently about just the nuggets and the opportunities that we would have to just hear what our elders have to say. So just having this opportunity today warmed my heart. Faith over fear. Faith
Yeah.
over fear.
Yep.
Yes,
And
Always.
yes.
and I
Always.
that is the
Always.
theme that I've heard from each and every one of you all.
Always.
Ladies, I love y'all because that's just what I'm supposed to do. But the connection that I feel from you all, it is, I feel it. And thank you all for sharing your perspectives on the questions that I asked today. And you continue to go ahead and be amazing in your world, because you definitely you spread the light in your world in a way where you made someone smile and someone was excited to say they knew you. Does anybody have that quote they want to leave us with, or just that final message?
Well, there's-
Unity, purpose, and prayer.
All right, that's it.
This message has been brought to you by the National Black Leadership and Empowerment Project.